Hello, and in today's video we are doing a big one. It's the 2022-23 season predictions for the Premier League. Oh yes, it's back, the greatest league in the world, and it's time to predict how the table will finish. That's right, we're going to whip out the predictions, whip out the crystal balls, and let's see who we're going to go for each position. Every single position. Let's go. So, before we continue, of course, smash that like button, subscribe, comment your table 1 to 20. We've got some interesting new additions, the likes of Nottingham Forest, Fulham and Bournemouth, and obviously Watford, Norwich and Burnley were taken out of the league last season due to their poor seasons. But let's see what this season is all about. We've got Haaland, what a baller. We've got Mo Salah, still ripping it up as usual. We've got Darwin, interesting. Jesus, interesting. Some very interesting additions to this season's Premier League. But how will it affect my predictions? Well, I can tell you that I've just posted a video on my Fantasy Premier League channel called FPL League Code. And that is a 69 FEQI. That's my Fantasy Premier League code. So if you want to join that, you can do. And that is going to be my FPL team. You can check out that latest draft on there. But the other thing I was going to talk about in this video is the new ball. I mean, it's a banger. I can't lie. They have done a great job. That looks retro. That is classic. That is like genuinely impressive. I really am impressed with that ball. Because what it is simple, but very effective. Very, very effective indeed. So let me just show you my thoughts on it, people, before we get any further. Because it's a banger. It is an absolute banger. So I thought I'd just make that very, very crystal clear. I can't seem to find it at the minute, which is typical luck. But anyway, no worries. Let's get through the video and let's predict my table. So, in 20th spot, who am I going to say is going to absolutely stink out the league? Sorry, this club. Sorry, your fans. But I'm going for Nottingham Forest. I really want to put Forest higher, but I just can't see it. I think they're too inexperienced. Now, sure, they could get relegated this season and then learn from it, get promoted again, and then they'll know what to do. But it's impossible to know, isn't it? When you've not been in the Premier League since 1999 or whatever it is. So, look, it's really difficult to say this, but there's part of me that says Forest such a club, historic, great football, good players like Brennan Johnson, and Awoniyi is a really good signing. You know, they've got a solid goalie in Dean Henderson. What can go wrong? They have made some good transfers like Jesse Lingard, but I just worry they're going to gel. I worry they're going to gel, and I worry the whole thing is going to work in one go. So, Steve Cooper, sorry, mate, but 20th spot for you. In 19th place, I'm putting another promoted team. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, stop it with these promoted clubs, man. It's just boring. But this is what I think is going to happen. So, deal with it, man. And that's Fulham. And I really don't want to do it because ultimately, I think of all the three promoted clubs, they're my favourites. But I just don't see Fulham learning their lesson. The previous seasons, they've not learned to work out their defence and transfer in better defenders. Have I seen any impressive business from Fulham? Not really. Outside of Andreas Pereira, not really. So I think that defence is too leaky. They have brought in Bernd Leno, apparently, but even then, I don't think that defence is good enough ahead of him to sort out that defence. So, I don't know. Mitrovic has got to score a lot of goals for them to stay up, I think. And look, he's only human. He's only trying his best, and there can't be a one-man team. They've got to have goals from other parts of the pitch. I think Fulham. Sorry. Now, 18th. This is going to be a tricky one because it's between, obviously, the other promoted club, Bournemouth, and a few that got, flirted with relegation last season. But in 18th, I'm putting Southampton. The reason is for that, I think they're just declining massively in terms of their season. They're conceding goals. They're not scoring enough, in my opinion. Obviously, Broja's gone back to Chelsea. They've got Adams and they've got, Armstrong, but really it doesn't get me inspired. So other than Ward-Prowse, who obviously is huge for them to keep, I don't see where Southampton have a strong season, so therefore I'm putting them in 18th. Now, moving on to 17th spot, and we're going to go for Leeds United. Leeds just about stayed up last season. Sure, they're bringing in some decent strikers and midfielders from America and from RB Leipzig, but I'm still not that Is it Leipzig? It might be Salzburg. The point is, I'm not that fussed by Leeds. Jesse Marsh, good manager, but I'm just not sure their squad is strong enough. And with the losses of Calvin Phillips and the loss of Rafinha, I think it's going to be tricky. 16th spot now. And this is where I'm going to say a little bit of, oh yes, you heard it right, Everton. I think they're going to flirt with relegation once again. I think it's going to be a tricky season, in my opinion. Moving on then, we're going to go for the next team in 15th. And that team, my friends, is going to be, Brighton. Now, they had a strong season last year, but I'm not sure. I'm just not sure about them. 14th spot, this is where it's tricky because they're starting to be teams where you're like, these teams are kind of bang average. But in 14th, I think I'm going to say Wolves. I think Wolves are going to have a slightly trickier season than previous years, especially with Jimenez out to start the season. Then we move on to 13th place, and this is a team I'm going to put in 13th, which probably should be in 13th, Palace. Then it's in 12th, going to be Brentford. I think they'll be a bit worse than last season, but still solid enough, certainly at the back. In 11th spot, though, we're going to go for West Ham. I think with last season, they overachieved, and I think they're going to slightly underachieve this season. 10th spot, though, let's move into it. It's going to be, in my opinion, interesting one here, but I'm going to go for it. Aston Villa in 10th. I think they're going to do well this season. In 9th spot, though, just so I can make sure I've covered all of the teams, bear with me, people, as I just make sure. In 9th spot, we have got, believe it or not, people, Newcastle United. The takeover, that's what it is. In 8th, I just said 9th. In 8th, we're going to go for, not sure here. Not sure. I think we just said 9th, Newcastle's, 8th. I'm going to go for, did I say West Ham? I've already said West Ham. I haven't actually said Bournemouth, by the way. I guess I have to say them now. No. I'm joking. Bournemouth are not going to finish that high. So let me swap around Crystal Palace and Bournemouth. So Palace are finishing 8th, in my opinion. Bournemouth are finishing wherever I said Palace were finishing. In 7th, though, we're going to say Leicester. I think Leicester are going to have a strong season. In 6th place, Manchester United. Again, I know. 5th place, I'm going to go Tottenham. 4th, Arsenal. 3rd, Chelsea. 2nd, City. And 1st, Liverpool. Shall I tell you why? Because Darwin Núñez, mate. Classic. What a baller from Benfica. Now, I can't lie. City's team's a joke. But I just want to see Liverpool win it, all right? Make it a bit more competitive. I know they brought in Calvin Phillips. I know they brought in Haaland. But Liverpool, it's your time to win it. The underdog, that's what I'm going for. And those are my predictions locked in. So I'm pretty sure I've covered every team there. Yeah, I have. So decent stuff. Those are my table predictions. My top scorer, though, this season is easy for me. And it's only one man. And he goes by the name of Harold Kane. He's just brilliant. There's no denying it. And top assister doesn't play for Manchester City, strangely enough. I thought it would be Kevin De Bruyne. But instead, I'm going to go for Mason Mount from Chelsea. And then we move into the next one, which is most clean sheets across the season. Now, I think actually it's going to be quite interesting. But I'm going to go for a little bit of, yes, Edouard Mendy. I think he's going to have a strong season with Chelsea bringing in some good defenders, the likes of Koulibaly and possibly now Jules Koundé. So those are my predictions for the season as a whole. But get yours in the comment section below. I'll be fascinated to look across back at the end of the next season and see how many we got right. But thanks for watching this one. I'll see you in the next time. Bye-bye.